thing is true about all sailors. They love their country enough to defend it and protect it with their own lives. Being a sailor is something that has to be earned, and that title and all of the awards and honors that can be earned as a sailor can never be taken away. Being called a sailor has extraordinary value because it's a priceless, sacrificial choice. They loved their country enough that they would say goodbye to friends, lovers, family, and everything they had previously possessed and known. They fought for our freedom as well as the freedom of others, and they have dealt with victory and tragedy. They have celebrated and mourned. They have lost a few along the way. They share an unspoken bond with each other, a bond that most people won't experience and even fewer will understand. This is a tribute to our sailor, my little brother. Our title, My Little Brother is a Sailor. Welcome to Dream Builders Diaries, building dreams one day at a time. And I'm Jeannie Craft. And here at Dream Builders Diaries, we dive deep into the personal stories of entrepreneurs, artists, innovators, and everyday visionaries just like you. We believe that every dream starts with a story worth telling. And by sharing these stories, we aim to help you create your own dream and the story behind it. But before we get started, grab a piece of paper and a pencil if you don't already have one. Inspiration, dreams, and ideas come and go very quickly. Jot yours down. Don't let them get away. They participated in the time-honored ceremonies and rituals with each other, strengthening their bonds and their camaraderie. They counted on each other to get their jobs done, and sometimes to survive it at all cost. All the while, they were not earning a great wage for their sacrifice. To understand what it's like to have a little brother as a sailor, you first have to know a little bit about my little brother. My little brother is about 5 inches taller than I am. He is much blonder than me, and he has brown eyes, but mine are blue. He is 15 months younger than me, and he has a dry sense of humor and speaks in a very quiet but commanding voice. He loves a very subtle joke, and he is a hoot. He loves board games, great food, great friends, and loves his family. So, knowing a little bit about my baby brother, let me tell you a bit about all sailors. First, being called a sailor is an honor. It doesn't matter your rank or station, you will always be a sailor. And as a sailor, you must know what it's like. That, like my brother, most of all of them left home when they were teenagers or in their early 20s for unknown adventure. Depending on world events, most of the time, their families would not even be allowed to know where they were in the world. Sure, in the beginning, boot camp they knew. The U.S. Navy's only enlisted camp is located in what is known as Recruit Training Command, RTC, found in the Great Lakes of Illinois. It was located about 35 miles north of Chicago. So depending on the time of year when they are to report, could be very, very cold. Not always easy for the young men and women from the southern states. One thing is true about sailors. They love their country enough to defend it and protect it with their own lives. They loved their country enough that they would say goodbye to everything they had previously known. They learned the basics in only 8 short weeks, rapidly making friends they never knew if or when they would ever see or hear from again. Then they were scattered like seeds in the wind to the far corners of the earth. They would find new friends and make them family, sometimes simply by standing in a line, waiting for that first haircut or the line for getting your skivvies and your uniform. So random it seems. Yet within moments they would become brothers and sisters, regardless of color and race, creed, background, or which part of the country they had been born in, had come from. Some, like my little brother, would find new lovers and make them their wives or their husbands. They would have plenty of good times and plenty of bad times, never a chance to get enough sleep. An initial call to announce to a family that they had arrived safely at the Recruit Training Command Center is followed by 3 long weeks of not hearing from them except for a quickly scratched postcard home. Calling home to our mom that first chance he got left her in tears. His voice was gone and he could only talk for about 5 minutes. She was worried that he would pick up all kinds of things, both good and bad habits, and for good reasons. He did. They all smoked and drank too much. They all worked hard and they played even harder. They worked together, they slept side by side one another. They shared germs and colds and loneliness that only phone calls and mail call could help relieve. My brother experienced the happiness of mail call because my mom, man, she is great at making sure something was constantly in the mail. She followed the rules to the letter and made sure there were lots of things like, things to share, like in any box she sent, just in case, like baby wipes and new socks and soft Kleenex and shaving cream, the kind that doesn't sting young skin. Razor blades don't cut skin when they're in a hurry in the dark. Oh, and chocolate. Always chocolate. One of the hardest things was the sadness of missing important family events. They didn't know when or if they were ever going to see home again. My little brother really grew up fast, and yet somehow he never grew up at all. Some of them saw actual combat, and some of them didn't. Some of them saw the world, and some of them didn't. Some of them dealt with physical injuries, either in training or even in actual warfare. All or most of them dealt with psychological warfare. They have seen, experienced, and dealt with things that they can't fully describe or explain, as not all of their sacrifices were physical. When their adventure was over, that first deployment or term of service, some as long as 6 years, some of them came back home. Some of them started somewhere new, and some of them never came home at all. My brother has the most amazing and hilarious stories of his exploits and adventures. He shares them with us over a beer and a board game or after a great home-cooked meal. Since he was a chef on a submarine in the Navy, the meals are always cooked now by my little brother. Such a treat for my mom. When sailors see each other, they give that little upwards head nod or a slight smile, knowing that they have shared and experienced things that most people have not and will not. So from the big brother of a sailor to my little brother, and to the rest of the sailors out there, I commend, honor, and thank you for all that you have done and sacrificed for our country and for your family. Try to remember the good times and make peace with the bad times. Share your stories. The world needs to know about men like my little brother, the sailor. They speak highly of their own branch of service and poke fun at the other branches. They know, however, that if needed, they will be there for their brothers and their sisters from any branch. They would stand together as one in a heartbeat. So, to recap, what is your biggest takeaway from our diary today? How does this diary relate to how you implement your dream? Why this diary? Because this diary demonstrates the magic and secrets of commitment and devotion and diligent service. Next time you see a sailor, thank them for their service and mean it. If they are in an airport, offer to buy them lunch or something to drink. It would be greatly appreciated. And I also share this diary because this powerful diary celebrates the virtues of endurance, courage, and determination. But most importantly, stand tall and proud, for you have earned the right to be called a sailor. Dreamers, believe in yourselves, be passionate, work smart, know your why, and apply what you learn each day. As you ponder the source of your dream in this diary, I wish you well. I wish you an abundance of resources, knowledge, and wisdom with your time and your future success with your dream. Enjoy life and always, always be kind. I want to leave you with this quotation. The successful warrior is the average woman or man with laser-like focus. And that was by Bruce Lee. The successful warrior is the average woman or man with laser-like focus. Special thanks to my son, the sailor, his big brothers, and all the sailors and their families. Kudos to those who are considering standing tall for our country. Special thanks to those of you who listen to Dream Builders Diaries regularly. I am grateful to you. The honor to spend time with you is all mine. Check out the other diaries in the Dream Close What Else playlist. If you don't have it yet, get your 90-day Dream Builders Diary by Jeannie Craft on Amazon very soon. Like and share this diary and subscribe for more. Contact us to share your story. Thank you. And until next time, building dreams one story at a time.